Hey everyone, welcome back to West Catholic Falcon Stadium, where your West Catholic Falcons lead Constantine at 21-12 here at halftime. Joining us on our West End Body halftime show is outgoing President CEO of West Catholic, Cynthia Kneibel. Cindy being here for 20 years now, right,
yeah,
Cindy?
Yeah, this is my 20th football season here at West Catholic.
It's fantastic, and glad to have you up here. You can now start counting the days, right? You're getting to that point.
It's getting there.
Inside of 3 months now before you're relinquishing your position here. But glad to have you up here, Tom. You had some interesting questions on football with Cindy, right?
Yeah, I do. Before we get to that, how about the West Catholic band?
Darren Laprise and the West Catholic band never fails to put on just a fabulous halftime show.
They are sharp.
Yeah, they are just very entertaining and amazing. We're so blessed to have them here.
Yeah, we sure are. So, 20th season here. So take us back to that first football season here, Cindy. What was that like?
Well, I'll tell you, it was pretty amazing. My very first football game here at West Catholic was the very first football game in Falcon Stadium in 2003. And it was just, I'll never forget learning the story, because I was brand new my first year teaching here, learning the story about the WIN committee and hearing about how they literally built this place with their own hands, and it was such a beautiful football stadium, and knowing that that it was a community effort. The one thing it told me was, what a fabulous community where everybody will literally come in and give their time, talent, and treasure and build a football stadium. Who does that?
Who does that?
Right.
The resources that were donated and the legwork that went into it, and the sweat hours and whatnot is phenomenal. We've told the story. We tell it pretty much every year here, and not a whole lot of money. It's not the millions that you think. In fact, it was less than $100,000 that went into the actual dollars and cents of this. But and what a neat thing to do, and what a great football decade or last couple that we've all been able to witness here at West Catholic.
Yeah. And how ironic, right? You were here, when it first opened, and then during this renewal.
That's right.
Project the past year, and talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, though the bleachers on both sides, the visitor and the home bleachers, served us well for so many years. But the home bleachers, they were originally from Houseman Field, and so they weren't new to begin with. And it did get to the point where they just did not have any more life in them. So it's really wonderful that we're able to sit here today with new bleachers for the visitors a couple years ago, and the brand new bleachers here I'm just excited to see what the next 20 years will bring in football here at West Catholic. I'll be sad that I'm not at the helm, but I certainly will continue to be a fan.
Yeah.
So you think about those 20 years of watching football. Anything that really just comes to mind right away of those 20 years? It's a lot of football games that you've seen over the years.
It's
Any special moments?
Well, first of all, for the most part, we've been a very, very strong football team.
Yes.
And I think the one thing, and again, it goes back kind of with the WIN committee idea, the one thing that has really touched my heart is the football families and the parents and the football supporters, the people I see here in the stands today, I saw 20 years ago, although I didn't know them like I know them today. Right. So I think one of the legacies that I see here at West Catholic, is just this incredible sense of community. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention 5 years in a row winning at Ford Field.
Yes.
Especially if you know me. I mean, my first couple of games, I wasn't sure who had the ball and who should be running which way. So I have learned a lot about football.
You've come a long way, Cindy.
Over the last 20 years. But I actually am really hopeful, just from a maybe even a little selfish standpoint. I really am hoping that we can see Ford Field one more time before I exit.
Wouldn't that be great?
Absolutely. Let's talk about the scholarships. So recently they named a scholarship here at West Catholic after you, and all your, and deservedly so.
Well, thank you.
So what an awesome recognition of all the hard work and time and talent that you've put into West Catholic over the years.
Thank you. I mean, it was such a surprise. It was at Falcon Award night, and I know a couple months ago, Jill Vanderendy, our development director, just kind of said, "Hey, why don't you invite your family?" And I'm like, "They don't want to come."
Yeah.
And so behind my back, she talked to my family. My whole family was here, and that was a surprise. So I thought that was my surprise, because she did let me know during that there was going to be some kind of surprise. But the bigger surprise was the Cynthia Wisz-Kneibel Scholarship Fund, that some of our families chipped in for, and it has a beginning balance of over $35,000 in cash already. And it just was an incredible honor, and I look forward to the fund continuing to help support students here at West Catholic, because about 50% of our students have some form of tuition assistance needs. And without, the nice thing about endowed gifts and foundation gifts is that they continue on and on and on and on forever. And the more we can build that, the more we can afford to have all the students. Well, right now we do have all the students who want a West Catholic education. Yeah. We do make it work for them.
And for any of you listeners out there that know how hard Cindy has worked during her tenure at West and want to contribute that, please give Jill Vanderendy a call in the development area, and let's boost that number up so we can get more and more students that can take advantage of that scholarship.
Do we know the particulars of those awarded? Do we know the particulars of those?
Yes, this particular fund will be a fund that is not, the students do not have to apply for, but it will be the leadership at West Catholic that determines special hardship cases.
Perfect, yes.
Okay, great.
And it could be hardship. We have a number of students here who are refugees from war-torn countries, but it could be other hardships that happen in the home. There's a number of students here at West Catholic that need really significant tuition assistance due to no fault of their own or their family.
Wonderful.
So those are the families.
Wonderful.
That's fantastic. So it's not like an application process for that
Correct.
particular scholarship.
Correct.
Oh, that's great. Well, good. Well, great. Well,
so you're exiting January 20th?
January 20th, the last day of the first semester, yes.
And how do you feel with your successor?
I'm thrilled.
We interviewed with her, and she was phenomenal.
Yes.
With a lot of energy, and we think Jill Annabelle is going to do a great job.
Oh, I think she's going to take West to a whole nother level. She has nationwide experience.
Right.
And even experience in Europe. She has seen Catholic schools all over the country and all over Europe, and she knows what works.
Right.
And she has and she knows what doesn't, which is very helpful as well. She's going to do amazing things here, so I can feel very comfortable in my retirement that somebody's going to come on and take the school to the next level.
And we felt the same way when we
Super
interviewed
excited.
her.
we did. And hey, and don't think this has got to be the end of your time in the press box too, because that Celebrate West auction is every spring,
right?
Yes.
And this was the first year that we put that bid out. So, Cindy, we're saying, hey, look not just coming in as a halftime guest like you've done twice. We can put you out there as a bidder.
Hey,
or somebody can bid for Cindy to be here for the whole entire game.
That would be great. That would be wonderful.
Let's see how much you really learned about football in the last 20 years.
Well, my husband, who's here tonight, he would probably beg to differ that I've learned that much, but I think I have.
Well, you've been a true supporter of West Catholic football and everything West Catholic for the last 20 years. So we thank you again for your time coming up here. And again, if those of you are interested in contributing, please contact the development office at West Catholic for the Cynthia Kneibel Scholarship. Would be a great fund, an endowed scholarship too, one that's going to last forever and ever, as students who experience hardships can experience a West Catholic education. So again, our thanks to you for all your time and effort over the last 20 years, and we wish you the best as you head into retirement on January 20th.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Cindy. All right. We got a great one here. It's still halftime. We've got some stats to cover with you as both teams are still in the locker room. We'll be right back with you. Stick with us. You're listening to Michigan Sports Radio.